All right, my people, how na dey? Dey your favorite captain, Captain Callistus. Once again, I will let I use this opportunity and call off we don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can see the massive support and I can see all of us with the learn am together. Right? Where they ask questions under the comment section, so many questions there to answer. So as time they go, and so we'll just dey bring them small. Anyone will just first carry one, finish am, carry another one, finish am small. We dey trash everything, every doubt wey we dey get about aviation in general, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. All right. So I see the 10 call off for that. Well, as una dey make me dey bring up these two updates, they come me too now. And so me too, I dey learn. Ones and why I don't forget, ones and where we say I got refreshing my mind on everything. So let's gonna keep on with the spirit. All of us will be learn together, progress together. Can't take the love for granted. All right. So now still on my home attack now I say make I see bring the update for today on me to like now. Update what I bring come for today. Now questions that will be say so many people don't ask them under the comment section. So many don't ask them for my DM and all that. And this one, as question will be say, if they bother parents mostly. That question now, most of the time they say I'm under the comment section or for my DM, people go they ask say, my pikin want become pilot. My child wants to be a pilot. My daughter wants to be a pilot. My son wants to be a pilot. What do I do to make the child come up to speed to become a pilot? You understand? So many of those questions then don't they come. I might say, make I trash out today. How do I make my child or prepare my child becoming a pilot? And the matter I will go trash. So if you never subscribe for my YouTube channel, video, steps there, things where you need to do, it go long. So just hit that subscription button. As you hit them, you do waiting again. See that bell, press am so that it will, anytime we updates drop, Agam go hear them for your phone. Go. All right. So rush now. Go your YouTube channel. Subscribe to Captain Callistus on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you can get the update. Now to the topic of the day. Like I go here. Now better thing see as our environment they develop, civilization they come. So many parents don't see and now say career and dreams no be just the time where they grow, only doctor, engineer, and lawyer. And we know all those are the three major careers where our parents did. Now, aviation don't dey, piloting don't dey, cabin crew dey, flight dispatcher dey, aircraft engineer dey. Other disciplines still dey too, like outside aviation, IT they boom now, cyber security and the likes of them. All those ones still dey. So many parents now they channel their children mind towards those kind of discipline. So no be that three where we be know before. You know, become that three. Will be like say your parents they know train you well or you self as a person, you know, achieve anything. All right. So now I don't there. I why I bring this topic come up and say as parents, I dey appreciate all of una. We carry am for mind say make una channel una children mind towards becoming pilots tomorrow. The field on its own, piloting on its own in present day, make una go Google am or search about am, is on the low in terms of the availability of qualified pilots. The world in general, I know say as COVID come, COVID affected so many things. And aviation was be like say it just there on a standstill because movement no dey that time. So many pilots retired. So many COVID carry them come out. and all that. So by the time we the post-COVID era where we dey now, on they come up, that gap need to be filled. Who are the ones wey go fill that gap? The little few wey dey no fit sustain, or they no fit fill in the whole gap of the aviation industry nowadays. For Nigeria, e don dey red. Africa as a whole, everybody need pilots. Then if you can't go outside the world, US, Europe, Asia, na there aviation dey now. We see the big granite for wetin we dey do for here in terms of aviation. Na there movement dey, na there people dey fly well. For this our side, we still dey fly, but if you check the percentage of people wey dey fly for Nigeria, I know say 1% of our population, 250 million, na like 2.5 million. Let's say Nigeria never reach up to 5% of the population where they fly. People where they Nigeria, they don't reach 5% where they fly. So those ones where they fly, who are the ones where go they fly them? Pilots. If airlines buy aeroplane, a pilots go still fly am. So if you as a parent now, you don't the reason and say you want to make your child make he become pilot, or you see and say the child on his own, they develop interest in piloting. Especially nowadays where we say schools, they do like all these career day or big career week, something. You go see some of them, they go dress as pilots, nurse, doctors, and all that. All those things, they encourage them. There was to get somebody who been sponsor one of my live live broadcast. We say in some be like 4 years, I'll be 5 years. Say now from their career day, and the boy don't begin to develop interest saying want to become pilot. And the man on his own wants to make the child, make it channel him in interest towards that path, make it follow and go. So all those things now encouragement to the younger ones. Then some of the schools then where they carry their students or pupils, they go airports, go for excursion and all that. All those things now welcome development. What we say during our own time, say, like us, we're not nowhere airports. We never the only aeroplane where we see now, the one where they inside cloud. We did 30 something thousand feet as they fly, they pass, we hear the sound. We need that one, 9 minutes before God can give us through pass. We can't do where we did today. All right. So it's a welcome development. See, schools they encourage the open children mindset. May they see career no end for becoming doctor or lawyer or engineer. All right. Even that engineer, no be only electrical or mechanical or civil where they read for the normal university days. That aircraft engineering day, aeronautical engineering day, all of them are discipline. All right. So the steps, this is the one I want to really talk about today now, about the steps the way parents will use to do waiting to widen the horizon of those their children, so that as they are growing, that path that they want to do, that career path where they want to enter, they will still do what? They will still be following it. It will always be on their face, because something where they see frequently, it will, now that will go the increase your as you see them every day, it go to increase your urge, it go to increase your enthusiasm for you to know more about that thing. So as a parents, as when they grow, just listen to some kind of tips then way I go drop for this video, so that from there all of us will go, they learn, they train our children, they carry them through that path, they go. Some of the things then where I go talk about, maybe we feel see some of them for this our environment. But if you are outside Nigeria and you have the privilege to have those things to your beck and call, don't forget or don't even relent from using those kind of facilities to keep those children on track, so that by the time when they get to the age to become a pilot or to enter flying school, no go be a problem for them. Some of the things will be one or two problems for us, even our own time, no go be problem for them. All right. So if you are still here and you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you are darling. All right. You hit the subscription button and the notification bell. Share, comment. If you have further questions on this, drop it under the comment section. All right. So let's go to all the steps. wey you go take to make this dey happen. So the first step wey I go talk about na wetin first na, remember the people wey we dey talk about here na children. They are still growing up. So they are on the learning stage of their life. So that learning stage, na anything wey you throw at them, na im dey go collect, na im their eyes go dey feed on, na im their mindset go dey accept, dey assimilate. Alright. So the first step na wetin, encouraging that your child towards a good learning process, a healthy learning process. If the child dey go school, which school e dey go, wetin dey teach am? Is the child measuring up on his or her educational activities, lessons wey dey teach am? Olodo no dey become pilot o. That one na the real truth wey I go let una know. Say my son, he be this one, he be that one. Olodo no dey become pilot, lie. Now we get some people wey be say they are good theoretically. Once you ask them question, they go answer am. But if you go towards practical, like they no fit. On the flip side of it, you get people wey be say they are good practically, but theoretically they no really sound. Those kind of people dey. Then you get the people wey be say theoretically and practically they sound their hand go well. So when you dey train, when your pikin dey grow up, you dey train am, you dey go school, dey come back. Always dey try to encourage that child. You see, shebi you say you wan become pilot, you wan become captain tomorrow, but you no sabi, you no dey fit pass your exam. How you go fit take do am? Encourage the child, encourage the person so that he go dey more dedicated towards studying his or her books. Because no matter how you take turn am twist am, as a pilot, you go read. You guys dey read book till you retire as a pilot. And practically, you guys dey fly that aeroplane till you retire. Which na wetin you really want be. Alright. So encourage your child to be sound his or her educational pursuit. Alright. So that by the time when they get to that age to become a pilot, he or she is ready to face the challenge. Okay, another step. Now waiting, the age limit where the child has to be before he go become waiting, he go even enter flying school. Now that age limit is what? Is 18 years. At 18 years, that's the legal time or the eligible time for your child to get a private pilot license. So most of the times, if na the child where you want make you no go secondary school, make you no go university, you do waiting. If you finish in what's it called, secondary school, within that time that he or she is waiting to get to that age of 18, you can maybe enroll the child to go and do a dispatch course. Dispatch course takes like around 6 months or thereabout. You do this dispatch course. From that dispatch course, by the next year or thereabout, you do what? You enroll the child into becoming into any flying school. From there, to start in training from 18 years. Some, maybe if it's remaining like few months for the person to become 18 years, maybe 2 or 3 months, the school can accept you. You start knowing fully well that by the time where you dey do your, what's it called, you dey finish with your ground school and all that, you don't reach the age of 18 for you to become a private pilot license holder. So that age limit, take it to heart. So no be say maybe once your child just finish secondary school, you rush say make you go put them inside the high school. You know, but some schools no go already ban majority of this. No go accept. The child is still like 15 years or something like that. So the advice why they give, you can still look for a lower cost where they say it wouldn't cost you much. Take the child, just use them. They prefer him or herself towards the main battle ahead. All right. So that is it for it. Some persons will also ask on this, must, which so many people have been asking that question. Must I become a graduate before I can enroll in a with any flying school? Is the answer is no. From secondary school, you can go straight into flying school. All right. But the only limitation where you go get towards that one, like just that age limit. Because most times, if you check, you see that some of us will finish secondary school around that 15, 16 years. So by the time where you finish for 16 years, you get like another 2 years for you to reach that age limit for you to become a pilot, for you to go into flying school. So no issues with that. You can use that time and be learning some other skills, then we will still help you to enter that flying school. All right. So the next step is about the course or the subjects or the discipline the child will undergo in secondary school. Some parents they ask, must, or even adults, people who want to become pilot, they ask, must I become a science student? Must I major in sciences or be science inclined for me to be a pilot? Or can an arts inclined student become a pilot? Some questions like that, all are the same. Now, whether you study science or you study arts, you can still become a pilot. The only thing is, the chances of someone who measured up in sciences, uh, getting getting it easy during his or her training will be smoother and on the higher side than someone who measured up in the arts. There are some persons that are lawyers, mass communication, blah blah blah, and all that, all those disciplines. They read it in the university, and in secondary school they did mainly art related these courses, economics and all that. But today they are pilots. The only thing I always advise people is, if your child is going, in primary school, has that intent to become a pilot, please try to encourage the child to measure up properly in mathematics, not like the advanced mathematics or whatever, but basic mathematics, algebra and all that, so that the person can be able to reason mentally and be sharp in his or her reasoning. All right. So measure very very well in mathematics. English is normal. Then physics. If the child as well is good in physics, we help the child very well, because majority of the terminologies you will be hearing, weight, balance, mass, this, that, kilogram, kilometers, all of them are related to physics. The numbers, the way you're going to hear in thousands of these, blah, 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 and all that, they are all related to physics. So if your child measures well in physics, understands physics very well, and also good in mathematics, that is a good bonus for the child. Then another subject that will also give you a good edge is geography. If the child, when in school, he or she offers geography, secondary school, that will also widen his horizon to understand what piloting is all about, especially by the time he starts flying and they're talking about coordinates, weather, so many things in geography that will help the child to know, to be prepared more towards what is going for. Geography was one of my best subjects when I was in secondary school, and it really helped me a whole lot when I was in flying school as well. So that will give the child an edge. These three subjects: mathematics, physics, geography, English. All of us know English. That one, but these three are the key subjects where we say if the child can measure very well in them, we give the child an edge amongst other students, that will be in school with. Though, that doesn't really matter. The only just you and yourself making it to the top. All right, because the money involved, no be die so. So it's not something that you just start and you say. And one tricky thing about aviation, we say once you don't start, see, once you don't they look up that sky, to look down they had. It could be like say the whole world, you don't miss them. So preparation makes your path to success very smooth for you. Another point that I'm bringing up to you guys again about this whole piloting preparation and steps to prepare a child towards becoming a pilot or involving in pilot career is what the health of your child. The health of your child and the health of a pilot very, very paramount in you being a pilot and remaining a pilot till the end of your career, from start till finish. So when your child, just like the modern age now, while I don't do, while I don't do, you know, say some students now as they grow, especially, I don't know how I go take put them, but some parents where they lose guard, even those ones then where they try they cage their children self. If you see say your child get interest, say you want become pilot, one become cabin crew, one go into aviation, one become an aircraft engineer or something like that, and you don't they take let's say it will be like say they still small, but you know, gonna say those small ones, they don't they infiltrate those things inside their school, especially those ones with them boarding school and all that. Secondary for primary school, secondary school. They don't they infiltrate the thing inside they enter small. No go no. If if the person who go enter uni and there go even worse fast. Come be say the person they take something or any hard drugs. In fact, forget them. Because one thing why I say forget them, we say, you know, it's an addiction. And for you to become a pilot, you guys they go for medical checkup every six months. Every 6 months you go medical checkup. Sorry, every 1 year. Sorry, every 1 year you go for medical checkup. Then once you are from 40 years and above, it will be reduced to every six months. You'll be going for medical checkup. So they will be doing all those medical checks. This one, for eyes again. Before getting to the drug part, your eyes, it has to be sharp. Not that you can't wear eyeglasses. You can wear eyeglasses, corrective lenses. You can wear eyeglasses, which will be recommended for you by the medical practitioner, when you go to do your test. Or maybe you have been wearing eyeglasses already. Don't say, my eye is done bad. No. But so far as when you do the eye test, you pass it with your eyeglasses, your medicated eyeglasses, you're good to go. You understand? There are some people that are, giving birth to from childhood, they start wearing eyeglasses. That doesn't mean that you won't be a pilot. You can still be a pilot, but make sure that the standard of your eyes that you pass the medical examination. Once you pass the medical examination for the eye test, no problems for you. But the other thing is like maybe your blood pressure and anything. You have to be physically fit for you to be a pilot. So your health is paramount. A person going head correct, they stable. Every part of him body they work normally, mentally, physically, and all that. And another person will be pilot. No person where some parts get, some parts no they. That one, forget about that. All right. Then that brings me to the drug part again, or alcohol. You're an addict to alcohol or something like that. You guys choose the God where you go serve. Either you serve the God to remain not to take drugs or alcohol and focus on you being a pilot, or you choose to take your drugs and alcohol and forget about piloting. All right. So that's so the matter take me. Don't think that maybe you can say, make I start. I just small. I do small. As you take small today, tomorrow you go still take another small. Next tomorrow, like just small. Those your friends go they carry you, go they do small. From small, you go compound. You now become an addict that don't take it, cannot sleep, or you cannot read, or you cannot people go there you say they no take them, they cannot sleep, they no take them. They no go feel reason well. If they no take am, they no go forget am. You no dey for this our discipline. Once you dey for that level, forget it. There's no need going to waste that money. Your parents wasting the money or you wasting that money at the end of the day. What you are an addict of, your addiction will still catch you for front. All right? So na so the matter. And say these drugs and all that, they stay for inside body. Alcohol sometimes, if you get good digestive system within 8 hours, you don't flush come off for your body. But you see those other ones, those hard ones, drugs, you take them. 6 months, you never come off for your blood system. If they still do the test, you see they there. So nothing say maybe if I take a now, I go flush come out. They enter inside your bone marrow. So you go there reach like 4, 5, 6 months inside your bloodstream. You no go know. Once they do tests like this, bam, you don't catch them. All right. So you want be pilot, forget about anything drug, forget about anything alcohol. Just remain on your stage clear. You have to move your eye clear, very clear, and you fly table clear to up. Right. So the next step where I go also advise you now, especially parents who will say their children they want to become, make their children become pilots. Now to give them exposure. What do I mean by this exposure? Exposure in the sense that, like I mentioned earlier, those things will be say things will be related to aviation. Now you go the channel your child's mind towards seminars, symposiums, and any aviation program related program. Always bring it to the knowledge of that your child. If now maybe watching YouTube channels, like subscribing to my own YouTube channel to learn more about things about piloting, you help the child as the child is growing. Bring those things to the knowledge of those child. Nurture your child in a way where we say the person will be so inquisitive to learn more about aviation, about nature. Flying in general is something that is related to nature. So if you can nurture a child to appreciate nature and the way nature works, you will see that the person will start to grow interest into it. That is also, by that way, you now infuse the aviation related part of that nature and it will become more interesting for the child. Go for seminars, take the child for programs related to aviation, and from there, that push will always be there for the child when he or she is growing. And like that, the whole mindset will be geared towards the career path he or she wants to delve into. The next steps where I go talk about now, but before I go on with that one, if you still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do yourself a favor to hit the subscription and notification button so that any of the updates that I drop will be among the first to get it. So the steps that I will talk about now is like the practical steps on what to do while your child is growing up, nurturing their person towards becoming a pilot. The practical steps I mean is some things that are so open to us that are to our beck and call, to our reach, that once we take a child to those places, we always be growing their mindset towards the career paths that they want to choose, which is this piloting. Number one is taking the child to an airport. We have so many of us that are in Lagos, Abuja, in fact, almost all the states in Nigeria, and all of them don't they get airports, which is a good one for all of us. But a few of them that doesn't have airports, whenever you travel and you have the chance to take the child around, try to take the child to any available airport around. Let the child be able to get to the airport and see aircrafts take off and land. By that experience and the exposure, you will see that child will start to imagine, it's actually human beings that are inside this thing, taking off and landing. So why can't it be me that will be inside there, take off this big bird and land it in years to come? All right. like that, the child will start to imagine it, visualize it, and from there, the urge starts to grow. The enthusiasm starts to increase that, okay, this is what I want to be. If time permits, or if you are lucky enough, maybe the time you come around, a child sees a pilot or something, you can also maybe take a picture with the pilot or ask this pilot questions that might be of interest to he or she about the whole career path that he wants to delve into. I give kudos to the schools once again to that takes their children for picnic at the at the airports. Some of them they get to see the aircraft. Some enter inside the aircraft for the first time. Some just have a chit chat with the pilots, just like I do most of the times when I fly into some destinations and I see school children gathered at the airport to take pictures for picnic and all that. I go close to them, I take pictures, and I say encourage them. All right. Some of them ask you some kind of questions that will be of help to them in the nearest future. So who knows? Your child from that continue to develop that kind of interest. Another practical example is whenever you are flying, maybe you people are traveling by air and you board a plane, you're with your child or your children, and that one that you think that has that interest of becoming a pilot, like this August that just passed, school is just resuming. So many parents took their children, for vacation, long vacation and all that. They boarded flights. Some of them I met some of them on board my flight. Some came on board to take pictures. When they were disembarking, they said, they would like to see the pilot. Some of them came, they took pictures with me and all that. So always, anytime you are traveling with your kids, and those ones you feel that they have this interest about aviation or becoming a pilot, feel free. Most of the airlines, they won't. The only thing is just that some of us would always they feel like say, if we tell the cabin crew, maybe they say we want to see the pilot or our child wants to see the pilot, they go say no. There is nothing wrong with asking. Sorry, please, can my son or my daughter say hi to the captain or to the pilot? It's very polite question, and 99% of the time, unless if maybe the flight deck that they are busy not to have anybody on board that or into the cockpit that time. But 99% of the time, the cockpit door is open. Sometimes the pilots are even standing at the door to even say goodbye to the passengers and all that. You can use that opportunity to expose that child into having a view of the cockpit, that place that he or she will be is dreaming to be in tomorrow. Let the person explore it and have a view of it that day. Don't avoid using this, don't miss using this opportunity anytime you fly with your child that you think have that interest of aviation at heart. Don't ever miss it, parents, please. It will, this, they take pictures, and whenever they look at that picture, it will continue to grow their mindset, it will continue to grow their optimism towards what they want to be in future. Another step that will help the child in preparation to that career that he wants is what, like I made mention earlier, things that are around you. This hand, leg, eyes, brain coordination is very, very key in aviation, especially when you want to do it. Your eyes have to be coordinating with your hands have to be coordinating with your legs at the same time and all that. So for you to get a child in that system at an early stage, most of our parents nowadays, they always, when we are growing up, when their children are growing up, they buy bicycle for them, they start to ride bicycle. Because aviation, for you becoming a pilot, you must know how to maintain straight line. Like you are flying now, the same way you fly when you start flying school, you must know how to maintain a straight line and be going with that straight line without you turning. So while we are driving bicycle, that leg and hand coordination, it helps. As the child is growing past that, what's it called, that bicycle, people like us, we ride Okada, it helped us as well because we are riding a motorcycle. It's still that same hand, eyes, and leg coordination. Then driving a car. If the child is growing up and you say, teach the child how to drive a car. At that early stage, from those 15, 16, there are some people that learn how to drive cars at early stage, especially the ones that have the cars available for them. They learn how to drive cars at early stage. So by the time you have fortified yourself, or the child has fortified him or herself with these kind of motor skills, you will see that by the time the person is entering the flying school, he will not be that so hyper and also overwhelmed about the whole flying of a thing. Because normally when you go for flying school, you go to flying school, your first flight is just like a familiarization flight. So it's just something that they do. Some people throw up inside the flight deck. Some people are so scared of heights. That one is another part, that I will still need to talk about, how to conquer the fear of height. So if you need that video, please indicate under the comment section of this video that you actually need a video of how you can be able to conquer your height phobia. All right, I will drop it as well for you. So when once a child has all these things shaded off his or her path, you see that by the time he's going into flying school, he's going to study about aviation, piloting, the books, the aircraft, and from there, writes his exams, passes his exams, goes into flying practical. You wouldn't be finding it too difficult for him to be able to manage the situation. These things are very, very important. All right. So those are the things. So some of the chiefs. Another one is for the parents that, or for people that are in the satellite cities like maybe Lagos, Abuja, and all that. If you have that chance of taking your child to for picnics and all that, they go into a roller coaster and all that. All those things they help the child as well to conquer that fear of height and any other thing that pertains to movement and all that. So I encourage parents to take their children into stuff like this. It will help them to grow and sustain themselves in the career path that they intend to take part on tomorrow. So, with all these steps or with all these points that I've mentioned to you guys, if you put them into practice, I believe by the time your child is getting of that age of 18 years, that he or she will be going into flying school. Person must have been ready. Around all these things, or in summary of it, don't forget to make always coach the child or train the child to be what? To be focused on whatever he or she is doing. Focus, determination, and that zeal, that internal zeal to achieve goals is very, very key for you to becoming a pilot. All right. So parents always try to channel your children towards the right path and guide them properly. If you do that, I believe by the time you are getting to the child is getting to that age, and you yourself, you the parents, you are already prepared financially to support that child. It wouldn't be a tug of war because at the end of the day, aviation or piloting, the way it is very, very expensive. In fact, everything about aviation is expensive. We will still talk about the cost of aviation on another video, of cost of becoming a pilot in another video. If you need that as well, please drop under the comment section that you need it, so that once we drop that post, we'll try to link you up or send the link for you to be able to get into. I still love you guys, and I can never love you for less. Stay in tune. Don't forget to subscribe, share, for us to get more. If you have further questions to ask about this, please drop it under the comment.